Picture this. You're at your best friend's birthday party. The music is great, the vibes are high, and you're actually having a good time. But then, out of nowhere, it hits a wall. Suddenly, the music feels like it's drilling into your skull. And the small talk about what you've been up to feels like running a marathon in sand. You get home and you don't even take your shoes off. You just crash. All you can bring yourself to do is scroll mindlessly or binge watch a comfort show, because using your brain for one more sentence feels physically impossible. If you've ever felt this post-social shutdown, you aren't antisocial or flaky. You've simply hit your internal capacity for interaction. This isn't just a feeling, there are real neurobiological processes happening in your nervous system. Social fatigue, also known as social exhaustion, social burnout, or an introvert hangover, refers to a mental, emotional, and physical drain. While it is most common in introverts, it can impact anyone who overextends themselves. To understand why this happens, we have to look at the neural basis of interaction. When we socialize, a brain region called the Anterior Cingulate Cortex, which is responsible for social monitoring, maintains heightened activity. This activation creates a state of elevated arousal in the nervous system. For introverts especially, this arousal can quickly become overwhelming because their baseline sensory processing is already more sensitive than average. Think of your energy like a glass that is already half full. It takes much less additional input to reach an overflow point. This elevated state of arousal triggers two key biological mechanisms. First, it causes an increased production of cortisol, our primary stress hormone. Second, it leads to an accelerated depletion of dopamine and norepinephrine, which are neurotransmitters crucial for sustained attention and social engagement. Extroverts have a more active dopamine reward system and feel energized by external stimuli. Introverts, however, rely more on a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, which is linked to deep thinking, reflection, and calm. A rush of dopamine that energizes an extrovert can lead to overstimulation and stress for an introvert. It is important to clarify that introversion is not the same as shyness or social anxiety disorder. Shyness is the fear of social judgment and humiliation, whereas introversion is simply a preference for lower levels of stimulation. You can be a confident introvert who loves people but simply needs a quiet room to recharge after a meeting. How do you know when your battery is hitting zero? There are several major red flags to watch for. You might experience emotional numbness, feeling flat or disconnected even during activities you typically enjoy. Irritability is common, where small talk or noise feels especially grating. Cognitive fog sets in, making it hard to focus or causing you to zone out mid-conversation. You might start practicing avoidance, where the idea of responding to a text feels like a personal attack. Physical fatigue can manifest as a heavy body, tension headaches, or an intense need to lie down in silence. You may also experience hyperawareness, where you become painfully self-conscious and overanalyze everything you say. Not all social batteries drain the same way. Researchers have identified 4 distinct types of introverts, known as the STAR model. Social introverts prefer small groups or solitude over large parties, but this isn't driven by anxiety. Thinking introverts are introspective and imaginative, often getting lost in a rich inner fantasy world. Anxious introverts seek solitude because they feel awkward or painfully self-conscious around others, and tend to ruminate on social mistakes. Finally, restrained introverts operate at a slower pace, preferring to think long and hard before they speak or act. For neurodivergent and autistic individuals, social fatigue is often tied to masking. Masking is the exhausting process of hiding natural traits, mimicking facial expressions, and suppressing discomfort to fit into a neurotypical environment. Masking is unbelievably exhausting as it uses up immense mental resources. Prolonged masking leads to autistic burnout, a state of physical and mental crisis. Unlike a simple low battery, burnout can cause a total loss of skills like memory, focus, and emotional regulation. Recovery from burnout is not just a quick nap. It can take weeks or even months of rest in low-demand environments to heal. To manage your social battery effectively, you need a science-backed protocol for before, during, and after social events. Before you head out, do a social battery audit. For 1 week, score your interactions from -3 for draining to +3 for restorative. This helps you identify battery vampires and situations to avoid. Set boundaries in advance by deciding exactly how long you will stay at an event. Build in a buffer zone of 15 to 60 minutes of quiet time before and after events to let your nervous system settle. During the event, you don't have to fake it the whole time. Use the art of the micro break. Step outside for 2 minutes or retreat to the bathroom to breathe in silence. These resets help your attention rebound. Seek out calm anchors, which are people or quiet corners that feel safe and steady. If you're feeling low energy, be honest about it. Using a script like, "I'm low energy tonight, but so happy to be here," sets a more sustainable tone than forcing a performance. Always have a clear exit strategy and don't feel guilty about using it when you feel the crash coming. After socializing, solitude is the only cure. Create an introvert burrito by grabbing a blanket and a book in a quiet room. Use sensory deprivation tools like noise-canceling headphones to reduce cognitive load. Most importantly, skip the spiral. Resist the urge to replay every word you said in your head, because your brain is currently too tired to give you an objective perspective. Research also shows that nature therapy, just a 20-minute walk in a park, can reset your mood and focus faster than scrolling through your phone. In your professional life, you can protect your battery by framing your needs as strengths. Instead of saying you hate meetings, tell your manager you do your best work when you have time for quiet reflection before providing input. If you work in a loud open office, use sensory tools like noise-canceling headphones or screen filters to stay grounded. In relationships, try the parallel play or body doubling strategy, where you and your partner sit on the same couch doing different things in silence. This allows you to be alone together, which can be just as restorative as being truly alone. For a long time, society has told us that being social is the only way to be happy, making introversion feel like a disappointment or a pathology. But the truth is, your quiet nature is your greatest strength. Introverts are the ones who think deeply, solve complex problems, and create world-changing ideas in solitude. Famous introverts like Albert Einstein, J.K. Rowling, and Bill Gates didn't change the world by being the loudest in the room. They changed it by embracing their inner worlds. So the next time you feel your social battery dying, don't apologize for it. Plug yourself in, take the time you need. Your needs are just as important as everyone else's. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into psychology and neuroscience. Share this with your most extroverted friend. They might finally understand why you go ghost after 9 p.m. Thanks for watching. Stay quiet and stay awesome.